the very beginning, everything is rosy and nice because you just met the person. It's like buying a brand new car. You're all excited about it and you cannot stop looking at the car and smelling the car, the new fresh scents in the car, and sitting in it and just driving around the corner, not because you have to, but because you want to drive, because it's a brand new car. Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming to our YouTube channel. Really appreciate that. And as we said, today is Tuesday and we are from now on making 2 videos a week on innocent love. And like I mentioned before in the previous video on our live chat, that we are actually really want to focusing on our relationship talk. I think it's very important, because this is what innocent love is really all about. And we want to make this the center of our channel, but we will also still be doing our usual vlogging videos and events and anything entertaining, stuff like that. Nothing will really change. So those videos will still be released on Thursdays, but every Tuesday from now on, we're going to be doing a relationship type video, whether it's a love advice or a group chat, stuff like that. So with that said, today I want to talk about a topic called love at first sight, and does it exist? Is it actually real? I actually spoke about this message before in the Philippines. I made a video over there because I really like the background and the nice culture, stuff like that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use that footage because it really does not look good at all. I mean, the background is blurry and my face is a lot of shadow. You cannot see my face. I was trying to see if I can upload that one, but you know what? I'm gonna make it new and fresh. So with that said, this is basically the second time I'm talking about this particular topic because I think it's very interesting. And I think that people really like to know and want to know an answer to the question whether love at first sight is really real. Does it exist? Does it happen with certain people and stuff like that? And I'm here now to personally answer you that question. So, but beforehand, guys, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I would really appreciate if you do that. That will help the algorithm, especially if you like our videos. So not just watching it, and if you already subscribed, but make sure you like the video as well, because it will help the algorithm on YouTube and give us more exposure so that more people will actually be able to see these videos. So your input, your comments, your likes, even if you subscribe, will help our channel to grow. So we want to do our best to give you good content. And on the other hand, in return, we're asking you to help us out to grow our channel, to have a broader audience so that people can see our videos. You all know the story. You all know the story in many, many films, especially fairy tale films and romantic movies, romantic comedies, romantic dramas, anything like that. And there are scenes here and there where you see 2 people seeing each other and it just clicks and they're just locking in eyes and they're just all excited.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
You know the saying, like, you know, when you see somebody, like a woman, you know, she drops something on the ground and then the man goes down and he says, hey, you dropped this. And he goes down, he picks it up, he looks at her like,
hello, how are you?
wow. And you get this boom, and all of a sudden, you know that she is the one, or you know that he is the one. So we all know these stories and we all want these in our own life. I mean, obviously, you know, we are people, this is what I think personally. I personally think that we are all romantic inside of our heart, you know, and sometimes we really don't want to say that. We want to, you know, we don't want to be silly in front of people and you know, make a fool out of ourselves or look ridiculous, stuff like that. But on the other hand, inside, that's all we want. You know, we got to be honest. You know, we all have this romantic and we all want that. So I'm going to tell you my personal experience with that. And before we really can talk about love at first sight, you really have to determine and really figure out what love is actually. What is love? this is the question, and a lot of people have different opinions about that. Some people say that love is when you have this feeling towards the other person, that you just know that this is the right person. Other people say love is when you know it's just he is your soulmate. Other people say that love is how much you attach to the other person and you just can't live without them. There are so many ways how you can really categorize love, and like I said, everybody has a different opinion about that. But what is really love? And for me personally, I can only say it from a biblical point of view. You know, you guys already know that I'm a Christian, I'm a follower of Christ, and I personally can always say that love is sacrificial. Love is it is not really how you what the person can give to you, but rather how much you want to do for the other person, how much you want to sacrifice for the other person, how much are you willing to do anything for that person. And if you start looking at it from that point of view, you really can start to know what love is really all about, and you know what you want to do for the other person. You know, the Bible says that, you know, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, you know, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. You know, so you can tell right there that the motivation of what God did for us is that love made him come down, die on the cross, and sacrifice his life so that we all can go to heaven. So this is basically the love that God has for us. So I'm not here to preach. I just wanted to kind of like mention that, give you some examples of what I think what love really is, and then go from that point on, go on and see, okay, how does it apply to love at first sight? So with that said, I personally believe that love is it is a commitment, it is an obligation that you have for the other person, that you really want to be there for the other person, that you want to take care of her, that you want to provide for her, that you're willing to sacrifice yourself for her or him, anything like that. All these different elements of things that you want to do for the other person is a overall expression of love. And this is personally what I believe. Now, of course, other people have different opinions. Some people say that love is a feeling, but you know what? I'm going to say something. Feelings will disappear, okay? So if you have a feeling for another person and all of a sudden after a couple of months or years or whatever, that feeling suddenly goes away, then some people will think, oh, I never really loved the person because I don't have this feeling anymore. So to really really determine that is love is not what it is, and is actually immature, honestly, because love is not a feeling, you know. And if we're able to determine exactly what it is, or which one is love and which one is just a feeling, then we start to realize what love really is. So, and with that applied, now let's look at the other picture of love at first sight. So now when you start to realize that, okay, in order to have love at first sight, you would basically have to have all these thriving things that you're willing to do to the other person right at the beginning in order to have it that love of first sight, right? However, how can you do that if you don't even know the other person? Okay, you don't even know the other person, because in order for you to do all these things for the other person, you want to take care of her, you're willing to die for her, you're willing to protect her, you're willing to provide for her, all these things that expresses love. You have to know the person in order to do that. Okay, now you get my point. My point is basically being is if you just see a person and you say that you have love at first sight because it just clicked on you, then you're not really having that love at first sight, but you rather have that feeling of first sight, meaning a feeling of attraction, a feeling of, wow, she's gorgeous, or he is cute, or anything, or he's handsome, I'm sorry. Baby, will I ever learn the language?
No.
He's handsome. All these things that will pop up in you is an expression of your emotional feelings towards that person right from the get-go. And what I'm saying is this, that we are emotional creatures, and we are attracted to what we see with our eyes. And if we see something really attractive, whether it's an attractive woman or a handsome guy, and it'll just click on you, boom, and all of a sudden you're just very attracted to the person. And some people, like I said, some people say that this is love, but it is actually not love. Now, however, this is my personal opinion. So if you have a different opinion, I'd like to hear it if you put it in the comments below. But that's what I really think. So when you really have this quote unquote love on first sight, it is actually not really love, but it is a feeling that you have. Because like I said, you don't know the person. You just attracted to the outwardly. You see something. It's just like, you see a beautiful car or you see a beautiful house and it just looks great. It looks awesome. And when you look at it, it's like, wow, that's a beautiful house. That's a beautiful car. Okay. So we all have this mentality that we are attracted to what we see if it appeals to us. And so with that all saying is basically that love at first sight is, for me personally, a fairy tale. It is not real. However, at the same time, I'm not really saying that it does not absolutely exist. I believe that in very rare circumstances that it could exist. However, I still think that it is only, you have these feelings no matter what. And if that person winds up to be your future husband and you guys are together for a long time and you've been married for 30 years and you still say, okay, but you know what? I saw this guy, I saw this girl, and I knew she was the one. I had this love at first sight. And here, look, I'm still married with this person after 30 years. So you cannot tell me that love at first sight doesn't exist. I personally believe that you just guessed right, and you thought it was love at first sight, and you got along, and you've been together for so long. Okay? My point is basically is that you still had that feeling at the beginning, but you were just blessed that it was the right person and you wind up being with that person for a long time. Okay? That does not mean that that was love. It was still a feeling, and it just happened to work out in your relationship, and you've been together for a long time and been married and happily ever after. I don't want to discourage anybody. Okay? If you have this feeling, then go ahead and just live in your dream and live in your fairy tale and just enjoy and, go for it and hope to God that this is the right person for you. However, if it doesn't work out, then don't be disappointed and say, you know what, love at first sight, it doesn't really exist, or I thought it did exist, but it didn't. It did not exist because it doesn't exist. And my point is that simply look at it from the point of view that I just explained to you, that it is just a simple feeling that you have for the other person, an arousement and excitement that you have inside. It's always like, when you have a relationship at the very beginning, everything is rosy and nice because you just met the person. It's like buying a brand new car. You're all excited about it and you cannot stop looking at the car and smelling the car, the new fresh scents in the car, and sitting in it and just driving around the corner, not because you have to, but because you want to drive, because it's a brand new car. It's the same thing with a person. You meet the person, you're all excited about it, and you know what? Eventually, it's gonna fade away, and everything is like you get used to the other person. Okay, so with that said, this is personally what I think. But I wish everybody out there who is dreaming about love at first sight, I wish that you will, if you have this feeling, I wish and pray for you that that person will be with you forever. If that's the person that you want to be with, I'm not condoling, I'm not against that. I really want this for everybody. I'm just out here to basically say my facts about what I think about love at first sight and whether that exists or not. Okay, so with that said, that's what I want to talk about. If you like what you heard and you have anything else that you want to add or what I should have talked about, please put it in the comments below. I would appreciate it. I will read it. I will check it out, and I may do a response video based on your comments, because like I said, I'll be sitting here now every week talking about relationship every Tuesday from now on. Okay, so with that said, guys, I hope that you like what you heard. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate that. Like I said before, it helps the algorithm. And with that said, guys, thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless your relationship, your marriage, and whatever you do, be happy.